All right, we have Emma Sue today in Handlebend. She is an O'Neill local. She's only 18 years old, and she is absolutely killing it. She is a singer-songwriter and has an EP coming out here soon. I've gotten a sneak peek of that, and it is amazing. She's been at a ton of our open mic nights, and our Handlebend team has gotten to watch her grow throughout the years, and we can't wait to share her story with you. Here's Emma Sue.
I've always really loved music, but when I was 9, I started playing the ukulele, and that kind of opened up a whole new world of music. And I got really into playing the ukulele and like singing and stuff during like the whole COVID pandemic, and then since then I really never stopped.
Okay. So why ukulele?
Well, actually, through our local teammates program here, I got matched with my mentor, and she thought it would be a fun activity for us to do to learn ukulele together,
Okay.
and that's how I started learning the ukulele.
That's fun. Sweet. Did that roll into how old did you say you were when you started ukulele?
9.
Okay. So then like school band or what was like the next step?
Yeah, I joined the school band when I was in 5th grade. I played the xylophone, and I still play it today in the band.
In the band? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite instrument? Because your mom was telling me you play a couple instruments.
Guitar.
Guitar?
Yeah, guitar.
Sweet. You started playing here. Were you like 14? When was that?
I started playing like live.
Yeah, like here in
Oh.
Handlebend.
Oh, I was 16.
16? Okay.
Yeah, at the first open mic night, and that was one of the first times I'd like ever played in front of people.
Okay. That's wild. I remember the first time I think I saw you was we had like that art show
Oh,
thing
yeah.
here.
Oh, yeah.
And I just remember being like, oh my gosh, like I wish I was as cool as Emma when I was her age.
I think I was 15 then. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say you were pretty young then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heck yeah. So is that kind of like your first time performing?
Yeah, like one of the very first times I'd ever gotten in front of people and played.
Yeah. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I've seen this on like Facebook or something. But did you play for like your family friends or anything like that, like in a garage or something?
Yeah, I'd done that, and I mean, that was a little like less pressure,
Yeah.
but I mean, I was still pretty
Kind of the
nervous.
start to it.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's how I started and how I got more comfortable enough to really get out in front of more people.
Yeah, just like dive in.
Yeah.
When did you start writing your own music?
I wrote my first song at the age of 9.
Okay.
But I once again when COVID like hit, I really got into music, and that's how.
You just like kept rolling there.
Yeah, and I just wanted to try writing, and so
I love that.
yeah.
Okay. What was your song about when you were 9? Do you remember?
It was called Fly Free.
Okay.
My mom still has it on her computer.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. So are you in a band still?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm in 2 bands.
Okay, tell me about those.
So the first band I'm in is called Neon Lights. They're out of Norfolk, Nebraska. We're kind of a teen band. We're all teenagers. 3 of us are in high school. One of us is in junior high still.
Okay.
But we play a lot of like 90s and 2000s like rock, I guess. Pop rock. We have a couple originals too.
When
So-
you do like originals with the band, like do you all work together on writing that or how have those gone?
The originals that we play, like I've written like the
Okay.
music for, but everybody kind of does
Yep,
what they want to
adds
with
in.
it. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So a teamwork thing.
Yeah.
Sweet. And then what's the other band?
So the other band is called the Rude Band. They're out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And they're kind of like they play everything. We play everything. I've only been in that band for just about a year now. But the ages are kind of they're a lot older than me,
Yep.
but it's still a really cool experience because they're obviously a lot more experienced in playing music and stuff.
Yeah. A lot of like locals listening to this are gonna know exactly who you're talking about when you say
Yep.
Rude Band.
Yep. Yeah, they've played here a lot.
Yeah.
I know. People are still surprised when I tell them like I'm in the Rude Band. They're like, "Oh, I saw them like 30 years ago."
Yep. Before you were born.
Yeah,
Yep.
before I was even born. But
That's awesome.
yeah.
How often do you guys play?
The Rude Band has a show, I'd say like every month.
Okay.
I mean, in the summertime we're a lot busier, like
Mhm.
every week, but in the wintertime it's
A little slower.
yeah.
So you stay pretty busy with shows and
Yeah.
stuff. That's cool. How often does the Neon Lights play?
We haven't played a show in a little bit. But normally it's kind of about the same. Like we get busier during the summertime,
Mm-hmm.
but in the wintertime it's kind of slower.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say like in the summertime sometimes it can be like every week or every other week.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like you have a ton of support from your family and friends for this. Like, how did you like go up to your parents and you're like, okay, I want to start doing this for real? Or like, how did that process go?
Yeah, my parents have always been really supportive. My mom has always thought I've had a really pretty singing voice. And I don't know, I think they kind of encouraged me to get out in front of people, and since then they're just so supportive. Like I haven't really had to, beg for their support, which is really nice. They just kind of don't question it,
Yep.
and they just support me, and I'm really grateful for that because I don't think without their support I would be
Where you are now.
Exactly.
How did you find like you have a very specific like voice?
Mhm.
Was that a process finding that, or did you kind of know right away like this is my vibe of music that I like? Like how did that go?
At first I didn't know what I wanted to sound like,
Mm-hmm.
and then I kind of somehow found like 2000s pop rock, and I was like, this is
it.
yeah, this is the vibe I want to go for, and kind of started to emulate what my favorite artist sounded like.
Yep.
And like how they wrote music or wrote lyrics and stuff. So
And just roll with that.
yeah.
Sweet. Okay, so you have your EP coming out.
Yeah.
When did you start writing for this?
I think the oldest song on the EP I wrote when I was 16.
Okay. So it's been like 2 years process basically.
Yeah.
When you first wrote it, did you like know this is going to go in an EP, like I'm ready for this, or was it just spur of the moment, you're just writing for fun?
I was just writing for fun. I think actually that song, I think I like came up with it in the shower, honestly.
Really?
And like right afterwards I like ran to my guitar and like started writing it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
When I obviously have never wrote a song or anything, do you start with like the lyrics and then bring in the guitar later, or like do you hear a sound first and then like start rolling with lyrics? Like how do you?
Sometimes it's like it can go either way. I feel like a lot of times it's easier for me when I have a lyric or something that I want to like say directly.
Mhm.
Like I write in a journal every night, so sometimes I'll like have a sentence I wrote in my journal and I think that's a really good song lyric, so I'll do that first, or sometimes I'll have a really cool chord progression that on the guitar.
Yep.
And then I'll just kind of write lyrics over that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. So like journaling really helps with all of that.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
Sweet. So that kind of rolls into the name of your EP too.
Yeah.
Yep. It all is tied together.
Exactly.
That's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any like? So Dear Diary is about like your high school life. Is there any specific like? Is every single song from your perspective, or some songs from other people's perspectives, or how is that?
They're all pretty like true to me. I'd say
Yep.
they're all like based on my experience.
Yep.
So
yeah. Sweet. Just like journaling every night and rolling it out.
Exactly.
Sweet. Is there anything which maybe it's like too personal? Like it's already you're putting your heart into your song, you're putting your own experience into your song. Is there any like moment in particular with any song that after like it happened to you, you were like, I got to write this down or anything like that?
No. Well, kind of. I mean, there was like one song um on here that I was like kind of that I didn't want to share with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I showed it to the girl who helped me, my vocal coach who helped me like put together this EP, and she
Yeah.
was like, that's
It's
a
good.
great song. You should record it. And so I wrote that like when I was like feeling the same like the emotion I wrote the song about, and it was probably like the fastest I've ever written a song.
Yeah. Do you still feel that like same emotion when you play that song?
Yeah, and I think that's really cool about a lot of the songs I write is that sometimes when I'm singing them or playing them, like I can still feel that feeling I felt when I was writing the lyrics or the music for
Yeah.
the first time.
That's super cool. So okay. Fast forward a little bit. So you're working on the EP, you're working with a vocal coach.
Mhm.
Were you working with the vocal coach and then she was like, you should record all of these? Or were you wanting to record and then reached out to her? Like, how did that go?
So I I got a computer over the summer,
Mm-hmm.
and so on the computer there's on my computer there's a program called Logic, which is kind of like GarageBand.
Yep.
And so I started like recording these demos of these songs I had written. And so I showed her one of them, and she was like, "That's great. Like we should record an EP or an album or something because this is actually pretty good."
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, how many songs are on the EP?
5.
5 of them. And you started 2 years ago. Do you have a favorite?
That's so hard.
It's like picking your favorite child.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I think all of them, there's like aspects of all of them that are really that I really like, and they're all my favorite in some aspect. But I feel like I always go back to Little Miss Perfect. That one's so fun in my opinion. I don't
Mhm.
know. I think I really like Paramore a lot, and
Yep.
so I feel like I kind of
It definitely gives those vibes.
yeah, I
yes.
tuned into that like vibe when I wrote it. So
Yeah. Sweet. I feel like from the outside, you've really built kind of a brand for yourself.
Mhm.
Has that been like intentional, or are you just like, this is just you and it's just coming out? Like your songs, the like clothes you wear, like everything is just, it's a vibe. I love it.
Thank you. It's just me. It's just
Yeah.
who I am.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So it's just it's shining through like perfectly.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Yes, that's awesome. What is your next step? Like you graduate high school in
Mhm.
May, right?
Yep.
And then what?
So I got accepted to Berklee School of Music, their online program, and I'm going to pursue a degree in songwriting and producing music.
Sweet.
with-
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Are you super excited?
I am. I'm super excited. I had no clue. Well, I put in an application, and they kind of have like about half of acceptance rate, so I didn't know if I was gonna get in or not. But
You did it.
I did, and I'm super excited.
What was the, like, did you get a letter in the mail and have to open it up? Were you with your family? Like, how did the acceptance go?
So I got an email. Okay, so they had like this like portal thing online where I could like fill out the application steps or whatever, and then it said like we'll send an email, and then you'll come back here and see if you got accepted or not. And so my mom told me I got an email over the phone. She called me, and I was convinced. I was like, I probably didn't get accepted. So I opened it. I was like pretty much alone in my house. Well, actually, my dad came into my room because he heard me. Like he was in the other room and he heard me on the phone, and he came in, and I guess we were all kind of there. And I opened the email, and I was like, oh my God, I got accepted.
That's exciting. That's awesome. So, how long is that program?
4 years.
4 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And all of it's online?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Are you planning on sticking around in O'Neill then? Or?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're very happy for that. What would you say? Okay, so like Handlebend is super big on small town in our
Mhm.
community. Like we love all the support that we get from the community. how has that been for you? Like the O'Neill community showing support, and how do you feel being like you grew up in O'Neill, you're sticking around for a bit, like how has that been for you, I guess?
I guess a lot of the times like the support I see is like at open mic night and stuff, and like that support is always the best, like when people come around and listen to live music, and they just kind of show up for, however long. I think it's really nice because it gives people an opportunity for like musicians like me to come and like share talents, and then like people get the chance to hear it, see it.
I noticed like when you first started coming, it was like you and then your family watching and stuff, and then you kind of started bringing your friends and like band, like your band came one time. I know, like, I love that we've been able to create a space that people can come share their music and like feel comfortable and stuff. Did you have to like kind of pry any of them to come, or was everyone just like really excited to show up? I know like a few of your friends, I mean, when you first started, you were kind of nervous too. And we've seen that grow. And I'm starting to see that like with your friends too. How has that been?
My friends, I think eventually they just started to like want to come and like either play or watch. Which is awesome. I never really had to beg them to come or anything. They just have kind of wanted to, and think it's a cool experience and a cool environment.
I love that. Let me think, what else? Is there anything else you want to tell the people?
Not really. I don't have
fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to know the process of recording this EP, because your mom said something about you like being in your room. Yep, all of that. So tell me about that.
So the very first like part of, I guess, recording a song was like me mapping it out in like an app like GarageBand, where I like kind of program or play all the instruments myself badly, because I'm not the best at like guitar or like bass guitar or anything, and I'd program the drums. And so after that, we would get a drummer, and that would typically be the first step, would be recording studio drums for the track. And then after that, it would be the bass and then the guitar. And then I would have to go in and re-record my vocals. So I don't have like a professional grade studio, so I had to use my closet. And I don't even know how to describe this. I had a mic stand like in my room, but it was like in a T shape, so I could cover blankets over it, so I could kind of trap the sound in between like my closet and this makeshift like blanket wall. And record vocals that way.
Okay. It's wild because like, I mean, I've listened to a couple of them, and you would never guess. Like, I would assume that you were in a professional studio. Like, so you did great.
Thank you. It's kind of crazy because I guess I never really even thought about like how smaller artists even can do that. And
I never knew.
I always thought like you just had to go to a studio to do that.
What's your game plan with the EP? Like, is it just putting it out there and see what happens? Do you have like a goal of having an album here soon, or?
I don't know. I think right now it's just to show my work, or like put it out there and show people kind of what I've been working on. I think that's it right now, but I don't know. I mean, I would like to have a full album one day. I think that'd be really, really cool.
Sweet. We kind of talked a little bit, but in your words, why did you name it Dear Diary?
I named it Dear Diary because a lot of these songs I wrote are about experiences like in high school, like classic high school experiences. And like, I don't know, they're kind of, I would say like personal to an extent, like that you would write in a diary about. I know I think like all of these songs I've written something in my diary like
Mhm.
about the topic. And so that's kind of why I decided to name it Dear Diary, because it's like something like songs I would write, like the topics of the songs or the stories behind the songs I'd write about in my journal.
Sweet. I don't know. I feel like we kind of hit on everything.
Yeah.
Do you feel good about it?
Yeah.
Sweet. I'd say we're done then. We did it.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.